everyone, welcome to Thoughts and Treasures. It's Connie. How is everybody doing tonight? Welcome into my craft room. Tonight I've got a Dollar Tree, I'm not sure where this came from, project dish tonight. So most of the items I have are from Dollar Tree, however a few are not going to be. We're going to take these little cuties. I did not get these this year, but I do believe I've seen these. This year. I had to think for a second. Wait a minute. Let the brain work a minute. I do believe they had these. They also have some gnome ones, which you could use. Probably the same concept. It would still work. But we're going to do a little Easter project, and I'm going to use these little carrots. Now, I am finding the Dollar Tree is not having as many crafty Easter supplies this year as normal, at least not in my area. I am in Maryland, and you guys could be different. However, I do believe Hobby Lobby also has these, and I'm sure you can find some on Amazon. But I did, again, this came from my stash. So, but we're going to start with this little cutting board, and I am going to do the little chippy effect because I want a little rusticy, not rusticy, I don't know why I want to keep saying that. I don't know what you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. That's what we're going to do. So I am going to put, do I want to do black or do I want to do gray? Hold on, man. Let me think for a second. I'm thinking. See the smoke? Let me think a second. Do I want to go gray or black? Let's do some gray. Let me find. Yeah, good. Perfect. That was a calling right here. So I'm going to start with this elephant gray. It's not elephant gray. It's just elephant. We'll just call it elephant gray. I'm going to start with that as my underbase for this. And if you guys have never done the chippy effect, basically it is two paint colors. You want your darker one underneath. You can be any color. You can do pink underneath. Doesn't matter. It's whatever you want it to be. But I'm going to go with, but you definitely want your darker color underneath. So I'm going to use the elephant, and I'm going to give this whole cutting board a coating. I'm going to coat it. I always use the word coating, and I don't know. I'm going to mix that up a second. Here we go. Here we go again with the Waverly paint. If you guys are not familiar with me, if anybody is new watching, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. I hope you will become part of our family here. And I might put a little bit of water in this too. This is distilled water. You always want to use distilled water when you're diluting some paints or working with any craft item. Ugh. Again, if you have not, this is what I'm talking about with the paints. I'm done with them. We're just going to start getting the acrylic paints and be done with it. Once I've used them up, that's it. Because this is nothing but clumpy lump. Lumpy clump. It's been an hour doing just this part. It's supposed to be a rather quick craft, but we'll see. So I'm going to cover this whole thing, front, back. However, I'm probably only going to do the chippy effect on the front. And when I do the chippy effect, I do use just plain ordinary school glue. I do use the purple one because it does show up where you want to put it. I don't like the whole lot of chip, but we'll see. We'll see how we go and where we go with it. So you want to get your coat on the bottom, your base coat. Another reason why I'm not really concerned about this so much, because it's not going to be the main color to be seen. Like I said, this is going to be a little Easter craft that you can just put anywhere in your house. You can hang it because it has a little hole. I just grabbed this cutting board off my shelf. All these items I did have in my craft room. I bought nothing special. and I figured that when I do these little videos that I'm just going to start doing a little bit of everything. So like I said, if you are new to me, welcome in. I hope you'll become part of our family here. I do go live every night. Well, not every night. I do go live every Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8:30. So Monday through Thursday. Easier to say it that way. And then Sundays I go live at 7 with our live sale. So come join. It'll be fun. No purchase is necessary, so if you just want to check it out, you're more than welcome to. Get this around the edges first, and then so I'll probably just leave the back gray. Leave everything gray on the back and the front, or the back and the sides, and then just worry about doing the chippy look on the front side. I'm going to give this a quick dry. And I will go in with a smaller, because I don't want to see any of that wood. You do want to make sure your paint is completely dry before you put the top coat or the glue on. Do the back side. Ugh, ugh. Gross. Yeah, I'm like I said, if you guys don't, I mean, heck, if you have some comments on what you can do to prevent this from happening, I would love to hear it. But I tell you, if you do not use the Waverly chalk paint in a decent amount of time, they just go bad. Not that they go bad, they just start doing this. So I'm just going to stick, from now on, just stick with the acrylic paints. They work just the same. Unless you need them for something specific. I mean, I even put a bunch of water in there and they're still, ugh. Is that a term? Is that a good term? Ugh. Alright, so I did say when I do these videos, I'm going to ask a question so that people can comment. And if you, like I said, if you know what you're talking, tongue-tied. If you have seen me live and you know what I'm talking about, then that's fine. If you are new, just comment too. And with the comments, you will get an entry into my monthly gift away. So the question for tonight is going to be, what is your favorite holiday to decorate for? Oh, sorry, did I? So the question is, I paused for a second. Well, it could be the same thing. What is your favorite holiday to decorate for? Put the answer in the comments, and when I see it, you will have an entry into the buzzer gift, or not the buzzer. I don't know why I call it that. The end of the month gift away. It used to be called the buzzer, but we don't do the buzzer anymore. Get the size a little bit. Alright. I'm going to give this a good dry. Then I'm going to go in with a little paintbrush and get around in the actual hole itself. Like I said, most of these items came from the Dollar Tree. The cutting board, I'm not sure where I got it from, but you can use any size cutting board you want. It does not have to be this exact one if you were trying to duplicate this. This is just doesn't matter. I'm not even sure where I'm going with the show. Like I said, I just pull some stuff, and then we're just going to create something. So before I go any further, I'm going to take a little paintbrush. Excuse me. A little paintbrush. I'm trying to find a decent small one. I guess we'll use this one. Because I want to get in here. Get around in this little hole area. Just so it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. I mean, we're probably going to, well, I don't know if the bow will cover it up, but I am going to put a bow on this. And if it doesn't cover it, then, if it does, then I didn't need to do this. But it makes it look more finished too, so that's okay. I think painting is just very relaxing, as should any craft be. Now, if you're learning a new craft, obviously it probably will be more frustrating because it's something you're learning. Like when I started learning the Glowforge, it was more frustration than enjoyment. Now, however, it's more enjoyment because I know what I'm doing, and that's just like with any craft. So, you know, you think you're doing it wrong, you think it's written. No, there's no right or wrong. I am going to just use this Elmer School Glue. This is the purple kind. You can use the white one too, it really doesn't matter. Now, depending on how much glue you put on, it's going to depend on how much chippy look that you're going to have. I want, you know, a little bit, but not a horrible amount. I mean, not a... So you just want to put some on. Yeah, maybe I want more than I thought. And let's do that. Let's stick with that. Now, we are going to put that over here. I'm going to move this plate because this has gray on it. I don't want the gray on there. And I do have to, that's what I need. I have to put a Walmart order in. And I need some white paint. So I'm going to just use the foam brush, and we're going to go in one direction. Don't go this way. Don't go, just go pick which way. You want to go this way, you go this way. This way, this way. One direction does not mean you just have to go down. It means you can go up and down. However, you don't want to like push down completely on it. Like, you know, you don't want to wipe all the paint off with the glue. So I'm going to go nice and easy around the edges because I don't want to get it on the side. However, I can go back with the gray and, you know, coat that back. Paint over that. Coat that. I guess that's my new word. I don't know. I keep saying it. And I do use foam brushes for everything. That's just my preference. If you feel more comfortable with the paintbrush, then that's your choice. But I am keeping the sides and the back in this gray color. Only the front is going to have the chippy white on it. And you'll start seeing where the glue is going to be like like almost like a crackling happening, and that's fine. I didn't put any of the chippy up here, I mean the glue up here. So now, next step, I'm going to put that back in there, is we're going to dry this completely. Oh, I did use some glue up here. Now, if you want a darker white, you can go over it again with your paint. I'm going to leave it like this, however, kind of give it the distressed look. I am going to chippy it off, though. So we're going to take our little, fancy name paint scraper, and we're just going to go, I like to go in one direction. You can go any direction you want. I'm just going to stick with it being in this one direction. And you're just going to take off some of to give it that fancy look. It's kind of like the ripped jeans, you pay $50 or probably $100 for nowadays. It's the same concept. You take a nice little piece of wood and you wither it up. Make it look old. I mean, that's the end thing, right? So I'm going to clean this up real quick. We don't want all these paint stuff all over our project. And I use a silicone mat. I do have this linked in my Amazon store if you're interested, but it is awesome because you can wipe your paints right up and not have a problem. Oh, my dog left. Oh, I thought she was down here. I usually put my glue and stuff on here. Everything's fine. Alright, so I'm going to make a bow for this too, but my concept for this is just going to be a quick, easy project. This is probably going to be the hardest part of it, or the longest part of it. However you want to think about it. I don't know if I want to put 2 or 3. I don't want to rip this out. I'm going to pull this. Oh, I almost cut my finger. That was dumb. The pinky was in the way. I'm going to cut this tag off, because we don't need that. And let's see if the stick will come up. Oh, stick came right on out. Sometimes with the glue, you can heat it up and it'll melt the glue and it'll come out, but that came out rather quickly. All's good there. I'm going to cut some of these strings off of this bow, though. I'm going to put our little, and I'm going to, let's break it. Let's break out this stuff. And add a little bit of this Spanish moss around the bottom of it. This stuff might be second to glitter. I don't like it. It gets everywhere. I might not need this much, but gosh, it's a mess. put some across the bottom. We're going to glue that on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bunch and scrunch. Oh, I didn't want that piece. Go away! Seriously, this is about second in line for glitter. So what I'm going to do is put some on here like that. Ugh. Ugh. And then I'll clean this mess up. And I'm going to put little carrots in here. We're going to put a little bunny head. And I might even, I don't know, I'll say, I might put, I don't know if I like that or not. See, I don't know. They always say in threes, but for some reason I'm not liking that. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this mess cleaned up off the tape. So that I can, and I do have a trash can here. If you think I'm throwing it on the floor, I'm not. Seriously, this is worse than glitter. Why? Why would you think this was a good idea? Alright, first things first. Let's stop making more of a mess and just get this glued on. So scrunch this on. We're just going to put a bunch of glue here. And be careful. I said be careful. Ow! Ow! Didn't you hear me in the beginning? I said be careful. Apparently not. Alright. And I'm going to have my little bunny head. I want him to sit in here. Pretty down, because I want it pretty down. Pretty down. I want it pretty down. I want it pretty far down. Because I'm going to put the two carrots just like this. And I'm going to put a bow at the top. I think I'm going to like it just like that. Put them over to the side some. And I might put a third carrot on there. We'll see. But let's just do it like that. Be careful. Okay, the glue is hot. What is the glue? The glue is hot. Yeah, I think I like that. Put him right there. And again, like I said, this is going to be a very quick and easy project. Nothing. Let's see if I want to put a third carrot in here. If I do or not. I know, it's in. So let me glue these down and see if I like the third carrot. One up. We're going to put one to the side. I'm gonna put it right like that at the top. I think I do like, oh, I need some glue. I need some more glue. As I've run out of glue. As I've run out of glue. Can't glue it. Oh, I think I really, crafter injury. Just saying. Now, I do have which I may put on here. That would be cute. Let me think about that a second. It's either I'd use that. See, I pulled a bunch of stuff. I really have an injury here. Medic! Medic! Ouch! I don't know. I'm almost thinking, do I want to do this? I don't know. I think I kind of like that on there. And it just fits perfect. You know what? I think I'm going to do this and leave it like that. I think so. I was going to do a bow. See, this is why I say I can never, ever say this is what I'm going to do, because I will change my mind halfway in between. No, I think I'm going to put that on there. I'm actually going to use some wood glue though. When I'm doing wood to wood, I like wood glue. You can use the hot glue, it's fine, but this just gives it a closer. When you do hot glue, you sometimes get lumps and bumps. Yeah, I was really intending to do a bow, but I just think this is perfect. I like the color of it. It just fits perfect. It was like it was meant to be. Oops. Let's go push it up. I just think it was perfectly meant to be. Like I said, very simple craft. Added touch. Now I probably will go back. Let me just go back and touch this up while I have you guys. Show you that I do these things. Where I touched it, messed it up here at the top. Simple as that. It's a very easy craft tonight, but just like that, you can do a little Easter craft in no time at all. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you guys like it, if it's something you might try, give me a heads up or an idea. Like I said, I don't know if they actually have these in the Dollar Tree this year. Let me know if they do in yours. I'd love to know. I have not seen them. I have seen the gnomes though. Obviously you couldn't put bunny on it, but the bunny did come from, this word did come from Hobby Lobby. I do know that fact, but I did have it in my stash. But anyway, I do want to say thank you for joining me. I appreciate the time that you spent here. And again, please, if you can go back and listen for the question so you can get entered in, I'd appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching and joining me in my craft room. Until next time, remember, thoughts become things, things become treasures. You all are amazing and I love you all. Thank you so much. Bye guys.